Hello, I'm Frank Shines. Over the last 25 plus years, I've had the opportunity to work in the tech field, primarily in healthcare, life sciences for FDA regulated industries, after spending time in the military, working in aerospace defense and manufacturing. Over that time, my job has been essentially to go around working with organizations, helping the people and their processes perform better in order to deliver value to customers. Um, that might be in the terms of increased profitability, more revenue, reduced cost of compliance, reduction in errors, higher quality, those sorts of things. So one of the tools I've come across recently as I've continued to do work with one of the major med device and pharma companies and others is a tool called ProcessPro. And I'd like to introduce it to you. Analytics, AIML, we're a partner. I was so impressed with this tool. We had to become a partner with the organization. And here's some of the pain points that you'll see that many organizations face, particularly regulated industries, the amount of time it takes to get things done, like you're filing 8 to 9 months for a pharmaceutical company. It's $2.6 billion, to develop a new drug. Average person across all industries, 2 hours spent searching for information. And the large companies, that's 129 apps that frustrate 41% of the knowledge workers or information workers that are trying to do their job. And so what we found is this tool is just so powerful. For example, here we can see where what we can do is just do a quick example where we may look at this particular generative AI, which is OpenAI, ChatGPT that's been integrated with ProcessPro. And so we want to look at a process, and we want this process to get mapped from the point that the customer enters the deli right into the point that they're handed over their sandwich. And so this process title might be, making deli sandwich, right, for customer. Okay, and I guess we should use a G there. And so essentially we can go in here and generate the process with AI. And many of you have worked with other process mapping tools, know that, trying to get everything lined up and just the amount of time it takes to just write things out, right? And when you're looking at maybe in some cases 6 to 10 steps, not so bad, but when you're looking at very complex processes with organizations I work with, there are dozens of steps, sometimes even hundreds of steps, this can get very involved. Or if you want to just import this directly from a Visio chart or directly from a Word document, saves you a lot of time. So that's essentially what this tool will do. So you can see they're literally in a matter of seconds, it's mapped out this process for me, right? And this obviously is a shorter process, but still it saves me time. Writing all this information out, it maps this out in the proper swim lane, showing the handoffs between the customer, the deli staff, and so forth. It properly maps it in terms of showing your start point with a circle in green, your end point with red. So you can quickly see the start and end of a process. It uses the proper steps in a process. If we wanted to add another step, literally it's just a matter of clicking on this and adding steps in a matter of seconds as well. So in this particular case, here we're in the Process Pro tool. I'm just going to move this pane out of the way. You'll be able to see here in a moment the way this system is set up is on the far right side, you've got all of your dashboard information, your processes, your value streams, right? All of the attachments and documentation that you may want to have integrated with this system, depending on how much you want to do with it. And then you just essentially come in here and just add your process steps. So I may come in here and maybe see customer places the order for custom coffee, and then the order entry associate is going to take the order. So maybe we'll say that just for kicks and grins, we'll say that the customer, hands money. Yeah. Okay. So something like that as an additional step, just so you can see just how fast and easy this is to map your processes. And essentially, it'll just resort everything in the proper way, insert that in the proper step. You can insert a decision step if you wanted to. In this particular case, we did an activity, but it could be a decision point. If you wanted to map this to another section of your process and link it to another section of the process, then all you have to do is add a process link here. And so it just has a lot of really smart capabilities and best practices built into this tool that saves you a ton of time. Okay. The other thing that this company has done is they've integrated this with the right side pane, and this right side pane shows you um, all of the specific information, right? So it shows you that this process is mapping from the point that a customer enters, or a patron enters the cafe, purchases a cup of coffee, um, a filtered custom cup of coffee, and ultimately leaves the cafe, right? And then all the different steps along the way, you can add notes, you can add attachments. So if you want to make sure that everyone's following the same steps in the process, you've got your standard operating procedure for your custom coffee. And so what this does is the example where we saw earlier, where you got people that have to access an average of 129 apps just to do their job in a given day, for large companies. And the fact they're spending 2 hours searching for information. Many times people are doing work, but then they got a ton of favorites. They got to link through and browse the favorites and find information. And sometimes that it's been outdated, so they have to update it. But what this does, it provides everything in one portal, right? So you essentially not only have a process mapping and process improvement tool, because you can come in here and identify all the different notes and pain points with this process. And consequently, what this allows you to do is with these, I'll just put a test here, with these different steps that you've identified as maybe this is like a non-value added step, right? So you could maybe say that as a non-value added and explain, the rationale, and consequently, you want to say that this is a warning or an exception. It's something we want to look at in terms of how we can improve it. So it's going to give you that warning icon. If it's a question, it'll give you a question. So maybe there's something you want to know about that process. So what it does, it provides the capability for the organization with different people working across different parts of a process to be able to all come together, see the big picture, but also to be able to work independently in their silos. But at any step in the silo, they've got access to information that's necessary to help them do their job. So you can have all the links to all the different things that are necessary for people to access when they're following up on a customer order, when they're perhaps going through a new development process or clinical trials process, or going through design controls for a medical device, whatever it might be. This is really the power that we're seeing with many organizations, particularly regulated industries. They're seeing this as part of their strategy for finally providing a unified regulatory platform to bring everyone together, to see everything end to end, and everyone can see the big picture as well as the details of what they have to do in their daily job. Again, this is a Frank Shines working with Analytics AI/ML and this great partner called ProcessPro. It's going to provide not only the capabilities I just mentioned, but imagine now once you have all that information in one place, you can take generative AI models and you can use that data from all the parts of ProcessPro that you brought together in a single portal as a single source of truth. And that can help improve the algorithm, prevent the algorithm from hallucinating, give it more reliability, more accuracy in terms of what's necessary, particularly when you're looking at enterprise companies and highly regulated companies in the life sciences FDA regulated area. Again, this is Frank Shines. I thank you all for your time. Have a great day.